5 red flag ingredients to look out for on your next grocery trip.
Here are 5 foods that are so toxic their companies are being sued due to health concerns.
Of heavy metals in the rice you eat every day, like arsenic and lead.
There's one product inside of this typical American pantry that is mistaken as a health food, and it's
Hold on, fam. Let me show you 3 of the most toxic foods we was attached to growing up.
Unfortunately, there are far too many videos on TikTok telling you about what foods are toxic. And most of these videos actually happen to disagree. And none of them actually provide you with any evidence. So today I'll tell you 5 foods that you should never eat, and I'll actually give you evidence. So up first we have shark. Because sharks are large carnivores, they will accumulate all of the heavy metals in the smaller fish that they eat. And the mercury content of their flesh is far higher than any other small fish that you'll eat. And the chance that you get heavy metal toxicity is far higher the bigger the fish that you eat. The next one is polar bear and seal liver. The reason is because bear liver contains so much vitamin A that it can actually become toxic. For example, it's estimated it would only take approximately 375 grams of bear liver to cause vitamin A toxicity in an average-sized adult. The third is going to be raw kidney beans, because raw kidney beans contain a specific protein called phytohemagglutinin, which is typically lost through the cooking process. But when you consume raw kidney beans, you may ingest a toxic or extremely dangerous dose of this protein that is found in raw kidney beans. And there's actually been a surprising number of case reports of raw kidney bean poisoning. The fourth is going to be starches that have been left on the counter and have gotten down to room temperature, because in this environment, a specific bacteria called Bacillus cereus can begin growing and multiplying on things like rice, pasta, and potatoes that have been left out at room temperature, which causes something that's commonly referred to as leftover rice syndrome, which is simply just food poisoning from an overgrowth of this bacteria. Okay, and the fifth and final thing is going to be apricot seeds. The reason is because raw apricot seeds contain specific molecules that are eventually converted into cyanide inside of our intestinal tract. And similar to the kidney beans, there have been many case reports of cyanide poisoning from the ingestion of apricot seeds. With that being said, most of the videos claiming that foods are toxic are speaking of things like seed oils, sugar, MSG, animal products, and even salt, which at the end of the day simply makes people feel limited on what they could actually consume on a healthy diet. So instead of trying to alter their diet to become a little bit more healthy and possibly lose weight and gain muscle, it appears as being too difficult, so people just give up. And they end up just continuing to consume the same foods that got them into the situation in the first place. With that being said, as long as you control your caloric intake, hit your micronutrient totals, and hit your protein total, the extreme minutia of the foods you're eating is probably unimportant. However, definitely don't consume these 5 foods because they're actually probably toxic. And if you want to learn how to take control of your health and energy, send me a DM to sign up for coaching.